So the summer of my 8th birthday, my aunt, my mom, and I took a crossroad trip from Athens, Georgia to Yellowstone National Park. So this was a fun trip that my family decided to take because my aunt had worked at Yellowstone National Park for a couple of years and she had the summer off, so she decided to take us up there and see. So, Yellowstone National Park is the first national park created in the United States. It was born on March 1st, 1872, by President Ulysses S. Grant. President Grant signed the Yellowstone National Park Protection Act into law in the year 1872, which regulated over 2 million acres of wilderness land to not be built upon for the park's sake. So, Yellowstone National Park is the second largest national park in the United States, only behind Yosemite National Park in California. So, since you've learned about some of the history and how Yellowstone started, I'm going to give you some of the wildlife that call Yellowstone home. So, Yellowstone is home to the largest concentration of mammals in the lower 48 states. In addition to having a diversity in small animals, Yellowstone is notable for its predator-prey complex of large mammals, including 8 ungulate species, bighorn sheep, bison, elk, moose, mountain goats, mule deer, pronghorn, and white-tailed deer, and 7 large predators, black bears, Canada lynx, coyotes, grizzly bears, mountain lions, wolverines, and wolves. So these are the mammals. Here are the birds that call Yellowstone home. So the most famous bird that calls Yellowstone home is the bald eagle, which happens to be the symbol of the United States. It was created by Congress in 1782. It is found near open water from Mexico to Alaska. Bald eagles may range over great distances but typically return to nest in the vicinity where they fledged. In greater Yellowstone, they primarily feed on fish but also on waterfowl and carrion. Numbers declined dramatically during most of the 1900s due to habitat loss, shooting, and pesticide contamination. In 1967, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services listed the bald eagle as an endangered species in 43 states, including Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming. Habitat protection, restrictions on killing, and restrictions on pesticide use led to the population growth of the species in 2007. So, bald eagles are found nesting in northern Wyoming and are part of the Rocky Mountain breeding population that extends into Idaho and Montana. So, the fish that are indigenous to Yellowstone are the Yellowstone cutthroat trout. They're the most widespread native trout in the park and were the dominant fish species prior to the Euro-American settlement. So they're important. They're an important species to the Yellowstone ecosystem because they provide food for many different species, including bears, river otters, minks, and 16 species of bird. So the amphibians are an important part of Yellowstone's aquatic and terrestrial ecosystem. Many of Yellowstone's reptiles, birds, mammals, and fish prey on the larvae of adult amphibians, and amphibians in turn eat a variety of vertebrate and invertebrate species. So since you know about some of the mammals, some of the animals that call Yellowstone home, here are some of the different features that call Yellowstone home. So Yellowstone is home to the Old Faithful geyser, which is called Old Faithful because of its reliability and the times that it goes off. Every 60 to 90 minutes, give or take about 10 minutes. And so it is also home to Mammoth Hot Springs, which are sulfur springs. They are very dangerous, and they advise you to keep on the boardwalk because of how toxic and how hot the springs are, hence the name Mammoth Hot Springs. So time for questions. So yes, Yellowstone is the oldest national park. It is the second largest, only to Yosemite National Park. Yes, so there is a video on YouTube now which shows a man from a Montana newscaster, news anchor, who sees a bison in the middle of the road, and he doesn't want anything to do with the bison, so he says, "Oh no, oh no." Yes, Yellowstone National Park has one of the largest varieties of birds. Yes, I have seen a bald eagle in my time at Yellowstone National Park. Thank you.